It's the Tigers and Red Sox in the American League Championship Series. I'll give you a preview of what to expect between the two best teams in the American League. So the Red Sox set out on their second road on their journey to the World Series as they take on the Detroit Tigers in the American League Championship Series. And it's no surprise that these two teams are meeting for the right to go to the World Series. I've thought all year long, since about June, that these were the two best teams in the American League and that they would eventually meet to decide who makes the World Series. And these two teams are pretty evenly matched. If you look at the pitching staffs, particularly the starting staffs, you got the Red Sox with Lester, Buchholz, Lackey, and Peavy, and the Tigers with Verlander, Scherzer, Doug Fister, and Anibal Sanchez. That's a pretty even wash right there. The way Verlander is pitching right now, I think, gives the Tigers just a bit of an edge because he has returned to the dominant form that he's had the last couple seasons after struggling during the regular season this year. And of course, Max Scherzer with 21 wins this season was simply outstanding as the likely Cy Young winner in the American League. But I don't think the Red Sox should be afraid of the Tigers staff. I mean, they have ground at-bats out against some of the best pitchers this season, including David Price in the American League Division Series. So I think the Red Sox approach will not change. The Tiger pitchers are going to have to earn their outs. And as for the Red Sox, Jon Lester needs to continue to pitch at a high level as he did against the Rays in the Division Series. Clay Buchholz, he probably has to pitch a little bit better and go a little bit longer in his games in this series to really give them a matchup advantage with the Tigers. One guy I was really encouraged by in the Division Series was Jake Peavy. This was a guy that I wasn't sure about coming into the playoffs if he was going to really perform for the Red Sox or not. And he was outstanding in Game 4 against the Rays, even though he only pitched 5 1/3 innings. That was more John Farrell taking him out for matchup purposes because he really pitched well in that game against the Rays. So I'm not really worried about him anymore, and he knows the Tigers very well from his days with the White Sox. As for the lineups, we know what the Red Sox lineup is. They're going to grind you and take pitches and hope that Jacoby Ellsbury, Shane Victorino, Pedroia, and David Ortiz get on base at the top of that order. I expect them to continue to do that regardless of who's on the mound for the Tigers. And as for the Tigers, you know, their main three guys are Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, and Victor Martinez. Martinez has hit a ton in the Division Series against Oakland. Cabrera's playing with some nagging injuries, and that's a big factor for the Tigers. If he's not able to be the Miguel Cabrera we all know, that's a big advantage for the Red Sox. But I would expect him to be, 80 to 85% healthy in this series. And Prince Fielder's got to start picking it up, and I'd expect him to hit well in this series. And when you add everything up, you got to look at these teams as being so even, and I expect this to be a 7-game series. But I'm not going to jump off the Red Sox bandwagon just yet. I think they will find a way to get it done in this series. If they do it, I think they're going to do it in 6 games because the way things are set up, Verlander will pitch Game 3 in Detroit, and he'll be scheduled to pitch Game 7 if there is one in Boston. I think the Red Sox know that coming in, and they're going to find a way to get this done in 6 games so that they don't have to face Verlander in a Game 7. I'm not going to doubt the Red Sox anymore. They have shown throughout the season that they can come back from any adversity, so why should I start here doubting them? I think they'll find a way to get it done in 6 games. But an important factor is they really do kind of need to win Game 1 tonight against Anibal Sanchez because they don't have Scherzer or Verlander pitching in this game, but they do have them pitching in the next 2 games, and 3 of the next 4 games after Game 1 will be in Detroit. So this is sort of a must-win for the Red Sox in Game 1. I think they get it done tonight against Sanchez and win the series in 6. But for you guys out there, as you evaluate this series, your thoughts on Tigers-Red Sox ALCS. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red. And don't forget to check out my blog at BoSoxInjection.com.